Okay, let's get into your reading, Leo. Okay, I feel looking at the cards here, this person is stuck. Like mentally, they're having a lot of conversations in their head with you, but in reality, externally, I feel like this person is deliberately choosing to stay silent, not wishing to communicate what they truly feel, but in their mind, they're constantly thinking about you. Their whole focus is on you. Okay, because we have the Hermit and then we have the Eight of Swords. So this is someone stuck in their mind, in their head about you. And behind that is the High Priestess. Okay, so this is someone who is silently obsessed with you, right? Because we also have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands, highly attracted towards you. They feel the passion, the chemistry, the intensity. And at the same time, this person is just not choosing to come forward and talk about it. The Hermit is Virgo energy, okay? The High Priestess is Taurus, Cancer energy. So let's check who exactly this person is and what do we need to know more about this particular person and this connection. And I want to describe these three cards properly, okay? Because the Hermit shows a lone figure standing on a mountain peak holding up a single lantern, withdrawn, reflective, not ready to be found yet. This card is ruled by Virgo, okay, the sign of careful analysis and quiet processing. Whatever this person is working through internally, they're doing it methodically, not carelessly, even if the silence feels careless from where you're standing. And I want you to hold on to that, okay? Because there's a real difference between someone who doesn't care enough to think about you and someone who's thinking about you so much they don't know how to actually put it into words yet. The Eight of Swords shows a figure bound and blindfolded, okay, surrounded by swords planted in the ground around her. And here's the important part. The swords aren't actually touching her, and the binding is loose enough to escape. This is a trapped feeling that's mostly self-created, not an actual physical cage. And I want you to actually sit with that distinction, okay? Because it changes how you understand this entire situation. They're not trapped by circumstance. They're trapped by their own fear of what happens if they actually move. The High Priestess sits between two pillars, okay? One dark, one light. A veil behind her holding back what hasn't been revealed yet. This is deep, quiet knowing, okay? The kind that doesn't announce itself. And I think that's genuinely part of why this whole situation feels so confusing, okay? Because you're reading someone whose entire nature is to stay quiet about what actually matters most to them. The Hanged Man and the Five of Wands. I'm getting the Hanged Man and the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is clarified by the Nine of Cups, okay? The Hanged Man is Pisces energy. So I feel like, this person is deliberately trying to resist themselves. I feel like this is someone who's scared of creating a lot of drama, okay? And this is the reason, maybe, because this person doesn't want any complications. Maybe this is the reason they're not openly expressing their thoughts to you, like how they truly feel. Because in their mind, in their head, as we saw, this person is completely stuck on you. But the reason they're holding themselves back is because they're avoiding any sort of drama, complications. This could also be, okay, what I'm picking up, another angle is this person might be also entangled in some sort of third-party situation, okay? And maybe this person, again, because they don't want to create any sort of drama and complications, they are trying to convince themselves to let things be as they are and not create any further complication by revealing their true feelings to you. So this could be like a secret admirer situation is what I feel. Yeah, this is also somebody who's just not done with the third party yet, okay? Maybe the third party is already present in this person's life currently. Or it's also possible that this person has had a messy past, in a past relationship. So there is some issue with forgiveness. Okay, they are not completely done with their ex And this is the reason I feel like this person is holding themselves back in making a decision about you, especially communication, okay? And I want to explain the Hanged Man a little more, okay? Because this card always shows a figure suspended upside down from a tree, calm, at peace, in no rush to get free. This isn't someone being punished. It's someone choosing to pause, to see things from a completely different angle before acting. Pisces energy specifically, okay? Which is the most emotionally absorbent sign in the whole zodiac. This person is likely feeling everything intensely, which is exactly why they're so overwhelmed by the idea of adding your feelings into the mix too. The Six of Wands, the Devil, Capricorn energy, and the Nine of Wands. I'm getting the Six of Wands, Devil, Capricorn energy, and the Nine of Wands. Yeah, but again, this person, they're obsessed with you. They're thinking about you constantly. They want your attention. And for a lot of you, I'm picking up the energy, like if you guys know each other, and if you are like physically around each other in the same space, I feel like this person tries to, like somewhere they try to be around you in some way so that you can see them and they want to see your reaction, like how you react. So this person loves your attention, okay? Because in some way it's giving them that confidence energy. They feel confident around you and they're obsessed. They can't stop thinking about you. But again, I feel like they have their guards up, okay? This is someone who's cautious. They might be obsessed with you, but it seems like for whatever reason, this person is very, very, very guarded and they are literally scared. What if their true intentions and their true feelings, their emotions, or their obsession, what if it just shows up on their face? They're actually scared that you'll get to know about it, okay? That is something they don't want. So they act very confident, when you're near or when you're around this person. They pretend like they're not bothered, but that's not true. And this card pairing is genuinely revealing, okay? Because the Devil shows two figures loosely chained, able to just lift the chains off and walk away, but staying anyway. Whatever's keeping this person stuck, okay? It's less external circumstance and more a self-imposed limitation they haven't found the courage to release yet. Capricorn energy rules this pairing too, okay? The sign of structure and long-term responsibility. Whatever obligation is keeping them tethered, it likely feels like duty to them, even if it's actually just fear wearing duty's clothing. Yeah, there's a lot of physical passion this person is currently feeling towards you, okay? But at the same time, I feel like definitely this person has some sort of a third-party issue going on here. And I also feel like this person has some options, okay? Or someone who's externally influencing this person who still has a very strong hold on this person's mind. And this is the reason when it comes to you, this person is keeping a distance, okay? Because they are avoiding all sorts of complication. They don't want any emotional drama. They don't want any complications. And this is the reason this person is not revealing their true feelings to you, their true intentions to you. Queen of Swords. Yeah, Queen of Swords. Libra energy. So for some of you, I feel like this is somebody this person is currently dealing with. Okay, could be their ex, could be their ex. Temperance. I'm also getting Temperance. I feel like this person, they know that you are sort of keeping your distance from this person because you can read them. You very well know what this person feels for you, okay? Your mind is very sharp. You can quickly pick up cues and you can just figure this person out easily. It's not difficult for you. You already know what this person is doing. Are they playing games with you? Are they being genuine with you? Are they, just trying to have your attention? You already know it, okay? And this person is aware of that fact. And that awareness, okay, that they know you can read them, It's actually part of what makes them feel so exposed around you. Most people can hide behind ambiguity. They can't, not with you. You're very intelligent, okay? You can read their energy. And for a lot of you, I feel like you're just trying to maintain your distance from this person right now. And they can sense that, okay, they can sense the no contact energy, the silence. If they are not communicating with you, then I feel that even you are trying to keep your distance because you don't want to judge or misinterpret the situation. And I want to sit with the Queen of Swords a moment, okay? Because she's always shown sitting alone, sword upright, clouds behind her, rather than a warm garden. This is a person who processes emotion through logic first. Someone who values clarity, often because they've been burned before by not having it. And that logic first approach, okay, it isn't coldness. It's a genuine protective mechanism built by someone who's learned the hard way that feelings alone weren't enough to keep them safe before. And Temperance shows an angel with 1 foot in water, 1 foot on land, okay, pouring liquid between 2 cups without ever spilling a drop. Whatever tension exists between you two right now, this card confirms it's actually being carefully balanced, not carelessly ignored. And I think that's genuinely reassuring, okay, because it means the tension you're feeling isn't a sign something's wrong. It's actually a sign that something real is being carefully, deliberately handled. For a lot of you, I feel like you could be telling yourself that this is all in your mind, okay? Maybe this person doesn't even think about you at all, but that's not true. You are reading the situation perfectly, right? Your intuition is bang on about this person. And I want you to actually let that land fully, okay? Not just as a nice line in a reading, but as genuine earned confirmation of a skill you've clearly had for a while now. But I feel like you're trying to protect your peace here, okay? You're trying to stay guarded because you want to be sure what you are thinking and what this person actually is feeling towards you. You want to be sure it's the same, okay? So I feel like even you are trying to keep your distance from this person for now. And you are a little guarded, trying to communicate as little as possible. And this person is actually scared, okay? They're scared that you are reading the situation accurately. This is what's scaring them. And I want to acknowledge something, okay? There's a strange kind of vulnerability in being fully seen before you're ready to show yourself. That's genuinely what they're sitting with right now. Not rejection, exposure. And they're also scared of the fact that you might move on and completely stop thinking about this person. Or you might distract yourself and give your attention to someone else. And honestly, okay, that fear isn't irrational on their part. You're not obligated to wait forever, and the possibility of you moving forward is real, not a threat, simply a natural consequence of continued silence. So this person is really scared, okay? And they're thinking about it a lot. And I want to remind you, okay, you don't have to feel guilty about that fear or responsible for soothing it. Their fear belongs to them, and working through it, that's genuinely their job to do. Not yours. Let them carry it, okay, fully. You've carried enough for one story already. And I say that with real care, okay, because you've been doing the emotional labor of decoding, interpreting, and giving grace this entire time. It's genuinely okay to rest now. They're thinking about this no contact, okay? They're thinking about your reaction a lot, especially when they're idle or when they're just, when they're just not doing anything. They think a lot about you, and this is what's affecting them the most right now. And you get to simply stop tracking it now. You have the confirmation. You don't have to keep reading tea leaves out of every unanswered message anymore. And I want you to actually picture that specifically, okay? The quiet moments, lying awake, scrolling without really looking at anything, and your face just showing up in their thoughts uninvited, again and again. The Chariot. They're scared that your energy is changing. You can intelligently figure out what this person is doing or not doing, and you're trying to move on from this person. Chariot energy, okay. Cancer energy, okay. Page of Pentacles, Aries. Oh, sorry, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I'm getting the Hermit again, okay? So maybe Virgo, someone that you're dealing with, could be having a strong Virgo placement in their chart. Again, this person is so much in their head about communication, okay? Like it's a big factor for this person to message or not to message, to reach out to you or not to reach out to you. This is what they are constantly thinking in their mind. You know, with the Hermit and Page of Pentacles, whether I should break the no contact situation, whether I should just say something, because they know that they are so attracted to your energy. And the more you try to stay in your power, the less you're trying to chase them, and the less you're trying to seek clarity from this person, the less you're trying to seek validation from this person, the more attracted they're getting to you, towards you, the more attracted they're becoming towards you. And I want to name why that dynamic exists, okay? Because chasing and seeking validation signal a kind of neediness that can unconsciously feel less secure to someone already this anxious. Your groundedness, your refusal to beg for clarity, it actually reads as safety to them, even while it's confusing them at the same time. So, you know, this is something that's really bothering this person, okay? And the Queen of Cups, Cancer energy, and Aries energy. And that's the reason, you know, this person is thinking hard, I should actually say something, or else this person, you're just going to walk away, okay? And they really know that somewhere, you know, they've hurt you emotionally, maybe by just not saying anything. Maybe you were expecting something from this person, some sort of a gesture, some communication, and they've disappointed you. Because, you know, I feel like at some point you did care about this person, and that's exactly what they're missing right now. And that regret, okay, it's genuinely part of what's keeping them stuck in this loop. They know what they lost by staying quiet, and they're terrified of losing more of it while they figure out what to actually do next. And I want to name the irony in that for a second, okay? Because the exact fear that's keeping them silent is the thing most likely to actually cause the loss they're afraid of. So this person is constantly thinking in their mind whether they should just say something to you or whether it's better to not say anything at all. Two of Cups. Wow. So the love is there, emotions are there, affection is there, and I want you to actually sit with that phrase, okay? Love is there. Not maybe, not possibly, simply there, plainly, according to the cards. Hold on to that plainness, okay? Especially on the days it feels harder to believe. They do feel romantically inclined towards you, but it's just that this person is so much stuck in their head and trying to avoid complications, drama, obsessed with you. And I want to sit with the Two of Cups here, okay? Because it always shows two figures facing each other, raising cups to the exact same height. Whatever's happening internally with this person, this card confirms it was never one-sided to begin with. This card is ruled by Cancer, okay? The sign of emotional depth and home. Whatever this becomes, once it's actually spoken out loud, it isn't going to feel shallow. It's going to feel like something worth having waited for. Three of Wands. Yeah, they're waiting, watching, okay? I feel like this person is not giving up on hope. They're still waiting, watching for the right time. Maybe one day they're just telling themselves, maybe one day I will reveal what's on my mind to this person. And I want to describe this card properly, okay? Because it always shows a figure standing on a cliff, looking out over the water, watching ships already sailing back toward shore. This isn't passive waiting. It's the specific waiting of someone who already knows an answer is coming, just not the exact day it arrives. 10 of Pentacles and the Fool card. Yeah, I feel like this person is waiting for the right time. But for a lot of you, I'm picking up the energy. This person also has some sort of family issues going on, okay? For a lot of you, this person could be having some family issues going on. Maybe they are looking for stability, okay? If you guys work together, then this person is concerned about the workplace situation. And with the Fool card, I feel like this person wants to take a risk, but again, something is bothering them, okay? This could be like a family situation. This could be maybe possible that this person is already committed to someone else. And even though, they want to come to you, they want to express their feelings, but they are stuck because of some sort of obligation or some commitment issues to somebody else. And I want to be honest with you here, okay? This doesn't excuse the silence, but it does explain it. There's a real difference between someone who simply doesn't feel enough and someone who's genuinely tangled in something they haven't figured out how to untangle yet. This is what I'm picking up, okay? The Fool is Aquarius energy. And I want to describe the Fool for a second, okay? Because he's always shown stepping off a cliff, looking upward, a small dog nipping at his heels, trying to hold him back. Whatever's holding this person back right now, it's genuinely trying to protect them. Even if it's also keeping them from taking the leap they actually want to take. And I want to point out, okay, that dog nipping at his heels is often described as pure protective instinct rather than sabotage. Whatever's holding this person back, it thinks it's keeping them safe, even when safety isn't actually what's needed anymore. 4 of Pentacles and 7 of Wands. Yes, I feel the advice and guidance for you is definitely to protect your energy, which I feel that you're already doing. For a lot of you, you're already trying to move on from this person. And that's exactly what the card suggests. You're standing your ground, okay? You need to be defensive. You need to protect your energy. You need to protect your heart. You need to guard yourself, okay? And for a lot of you, it seems like you need to move on from this person. And I want to give you something concrete here, okay? Moving on doesn't have to mean bitterness. It can simply mean redirecting your energy toward your own life, your own goals, the things that were quietly waiting for your full attention while you were focused on decoding someone else. The Death card, Scorpio energy, something has to change, okay? Something has to end here, because even though this person looks like they're too much into you, obsessed with you, have feelings for you, they want your attention and everything, but still, I don't feel like they have the courage to really open up, okay, and communicate what they truly want or how they're truly feeling, at least, and you have pretty much figured it out, okay? You're at that point where you've already figured it out, but this reading is delivering the fact that you are not stupid, okay? Like, you are not being delusional in your mind about this particular person. They do have feelings for you, and this person is really obsessed with you, okay? So this is not in your mind. It's actually happening. And I want you to actually let that sentence sit with you for a second, okay? Not just read past it. Every single doubt, every single moment you told yourself you were overanalyzing. This reading is answering all of it at once. And I want to be honest about the Death card here, okay? Because it doesn't mean anything literal ending badly. It means a genuine transition, the closing of one chapter so a real one can actually begin, whether that's this connection finally becoming honest or you fully releasing it to make room for something that doesn't require this much decoding. And I want to be gentle here, okay? Because both outcomes are genuinely good ones. There's no version of this where you lose. Only versions where you either get real honesty or real freedom from needing it. And I want you to actually pick a favorite between those two for a second, okay? Not out loud, just for yourself. Notice which one you're genuinely rooting for right now, because that answer tells you something honest about what you actually want underneath all the analysis. The confirmation is this energy update for you, okay? And I want to say something directly to you before we move into the closing, okay? You've spent real energy trying to be fair to this person, trying not to jump to conclusions, trying to give them the benefit of the doubt even while you were hurting. That's a genuinely rare kindness, and it deserves to be acknowledged, not just moved past. All right, I think I'll wrap up the main reading here. And I want to say one more thing before we move into the closing, okay? Because I know how exhausting it can be to sit in this exact spot, knowing something is real, but not knowing when or if it'll actually be spoken. This waiting isn't wasted time, okay? Even though it might feel that way right now, you're not stuck. You're simply in the space between knowing and confirmation, and that space, uncomfortable as it is temporary. Think about the last time you were genuinely uncertain about something, okay? And then it finally resolved. The discomfort of not knowing was always worse than whatever the actual answer turned out to be, whichever direction it went. And I think that's genuinely true here too, okay? Whatever happens next, whether they finally speak up or whether you fully release this and move forward without them, you're going to feel more at peace in either outcome than you feel right now, stuck in the not knowing. So let that actually be a comfort, okay? Not just a piece of advice to nod along with. The hardest part of this entire situation might genuinely be the part you're already in right now. I know what I'm risking by staying quiet. And I want to pull one more message card here, okay? Straight from them. I know what I'm risking by staying quiet. That's the actual thought sitting underneath all of this, okay? Not obliviousness, not indifference, genuine awareness of the cost, paired with not yet having the courage to pay a different one. And I think that's genuinely the most human part of this whole reading, okay? Someone caught between what they know they should do and what fear keeps convincing them is safer. You deserve someone who isn't afraid. And this last one, okay, this one's actually for you. You deserve someone who isn't afraid. And I want to say, this card isn't telling you to walk away right this second. It's simply naming the truth, okay? So you don't quietly settle for less than that while you wait. And I want you to hold both truths at once, okay? You can genuinely want them to find their courage and also refuse to shrink your own standards down while you wait to see if they do. That's not contradictory, okay? That's actually maturity, holding compassion and boundaries in the exact same hand. And before the final message, I want to leave a few things to actually hold on to, okay? This reading confirmed your intuition was accurate the entire time, loves. Not the anxious spiral part of your brain, the actual grounded knowing part. And I want you to actually learn to tell the difference between those two, okay? Going forward, not just in this situation. The anxious spiral tends to feel frantic, repetitive, never quite settled. Grounded knowing feels quieter, steadier, like something you could say calmly out loud without needing to convince anyone. The second, whatever they decide to do with their own fear, that's genuinely theirs to work through, not something you can fix or rush for them. And I know that's genuinely hard to accept, okay? Especially when you can see so clearly what they're too afraid to say. But their timeline for courage was never something you were meant to control. You can hold space for their process, okay? Without abandoning your own life while you wait for it to finish. Both things can happen at the same time. The third, protecting your energy doesn't mean shutting your heart down completely, okay? It means simply not handing your peace over to someone who hasn't shown they're ready to hold it carefully yet. You can care about someone, okay, and still refuse to let their unresolved fear dictate your own emotional weather. Those two things aren't actually in conflict with each other. And I want to answer one more thing, okay, why this reached you now with this much specific detail. You needed confirmation that you're not imagining this, so that whatever you decide to do next, you're deciding from clarity, not self-doubt. I don't pull 12 cards agreeing this specifically by accident, okay? And I wouldn't tell you this with this much confidence if the energy behind it wasn't genuinely this consistent. The Hermit, the Eight of Swords, the Devil, the Hanged Man, the Fool, every single one of them agreeing on the same story: fear, not disinterest, holding this person back. And I want to speak to the small doubting part of you for a second, okay? The one quietly thinking, but what if I'm just making this up? That voice isn't wisdom. It's a pattern built from being told you're overthinking before, even when you were actually right. Just for tonight, set that voice down completely. You've earned the right to trust your own read on this, okay? Especially after watching it get confirmed card after card. Here, tonight, in real time, this is already clear, okay? The Hermit, Eight of Swords, and High Priestess confirmed real silence, not indifference. The Ace of Wands and Two of Cups confirmed real mutual attraction and emotion. The Hanged Man, Devil, and Fool confirmed real fear holding them back, tied to a third party or family situation, not a lack of feeling. And the Death card confirms something genuinely has to shift, one way or another. So let me lay this all out one final time, okay? Slowly, so it actually settles. The Hermit, Eight of Swords, and High Priestess confirmed real silence built from fear, not disinterest. The Ace of Wands and Two of Cups confirmed real mutual passion and emotion. The Hanged Man, Devil, and Fool confirmed genuine complication, a third party, an ex, or a family situation holding them back. The Queen of Swords and Temperance confirmed your own sharp, accurate read on this entire situation. And the Death card confirmed something has to change. Whether that's them finally being honest or you fully moving forward without them. One message: you were never Delulu. They were simply too scared to say it. If this resonated, loves, let me know what hit hardest. I genuinely read every comment, okay, even the ones I can't always reply to individually. Your story becomes part of the reason this reading keeps finding the next person who needs it too. Like this reading, and make sure that you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one. Wherever you're watching this from, okay, I want you to actually feel this settle in before you go, not just read past it. You've spent long enough wondering if you were the only one seeing this clearly. Okay, this reading is telling you plainly you weren't. And I want to name why that matters so much, okay? Because feeling alone in your own certainty is genuinely isolating, even when you're right. Now you have the full picture spelled out, not just your own private sense of it. And I want that to actually settle in your body, okay? Not just your mind. Your intuition has been carrying real, accurate information this whole time, and it earned the right to finally be trusted fully. Carry that trust forward, okay? Not just for this specific situation, but for the next time your gut tells you something before your mind fully catches up to it. Take care of yourself. Bye, loves.